Welcome to the whiteboard, where we talk about the kookiest legislation Congress is working on this week. Let's get into it. We've passed a budget, and now we have Epstein to deal with. So that's what we're going to talk about here. In the Substack version of this video, which is much longer, I will go over the other bills that Congress is considering this week. There are quite a few because, they haven't worked for 8 weeks. So HR 4405 is the Epstein Transparency Act. This is the bill that was the subject of the discharge petition. Now that the discharge petition has been signed, the House has to vote on it. Mike Johnson has said he's going to go ahead and bring the vote to the floor. He tried to do it under suspension of the rules, meaning that it would be a voice vote that would require a 2/3 majority to pass. He was trying to do that in order to get around having to put his caucus on the record one by one. That didn't work, so now they're just going to have a regular vote. So it's looking like that's going to happen on Tuesday. The bill would require the DOJ to release all unclassified documents that they have in their possession having to do with any investigations related to Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. This is different from the documents that the House Oversight Committee is releasing. These emails, they're getting the emails from Epstein's estate. The bill also includes that the DOJ is allowed to withhold information that is pertinent to active, ongoing investigations, which, explains why all of a sudden Trump is asking the DOJ to investigate a bunch of people named in the Epstein files. Only Democrats, of course. This is, of course, one of the main reasons that Biden's DOJ didn't release files, because they were actively prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell, and then she was appealing over the years. Now, couldn't the DOJ just redact a bunch of stuff and give, Congress half-baked files? Sure. The law or the bill also includes language that 15 days after the publication, the White House is required to report to Congress on any information that they've redacted. So report to Congress, not necessarily report to the public. Is it going to pass? It actually is looking like it will pass. There are rumors that up to 100 Republicans are going to defect and vote for the release of the Epstein files. Last night, Donald Trump went on Truth Social and said that the Republicans in the House specifically and only should vote for the release of the Epstein files. It is my belief that he's doing that because he probably knows there aren't enough votes in the Senate. They would need 60 votes in the Senate to pass the bill. So he probably feels safe in getting out ahead of this, because if he's continuing to say, don't vote to pass it, don't vote to pass it, and then 100 members of his caucus defy him, that's not a great look for a sitting president. So I think that he's just trying to get out in front of it in a way that is safe, because even if it does pass the House, it goes to the Senate, where even if it passes the Senate, it goes to Trump's desk to sign, which I think we all know that he would not do that. So that's going to be the big focus for the week. Again, you can go to the Substack version of this video. Link is in my bio for what else Congress is working on. Onward.